To introduce Allison Pinnen. She's in support of Bill 79 and she represents herself.
Hello Council members, especially Council Member Margaret Wille. Thank you for taking your time to hear us today. My name is Allison Pinnen. I'm 24 years old, a recent college grad, and the Communications Coordinator for an agricultural nonprofit focusing on youth education. I'm here today to testify for the passing of Bill 79, the prohibition of genetically modified organisms. You have heard and will continue to hear many different arguments as to why GMOs should not be grown on the Big Island. I'm not here today to tell you about how pesticides used on GMOs leak into our waterways, contaminating not only our water, but our fish as well. I'm not going to focus on the debt companies like Monsanto push onto farmers who have to buy their seed year after year, oftentimes after their crops have failed, or even how growing these genetically modified plants can have detrimental and irreversible effects in our environment. And as you know, the Big Island has one of the most diverse sets of ecosystems on the planet. No, I'm here today to talk about the health effects GMOs have had and continue to have on you, on me, and nearly everyone in the U.S. With cancer, obesity, and autism, and many other diseases, disorders, and ailments on the rise, we have to turn to our environment to see what could be the cause. We must carefully inspect what we are putting into our bodies that is making them so sick. The long-term effects of GMOs have not been tested. In lab studies, rats given GMO food have grown tumors, cancer, and died early. Companies are literally changing the genetic makeup of our food, turning it from something natural from the earth to a manufactured food, adding microorganisms from things other than plants, such as animals and bacteria. They then patent the new food, so they now have a monopoly over it, forcing farmers to buy their seed year after year, as the nutritional value of such food lowers at alarming rates. The food we eat today is nowhere near as nutritious as the food our parents and grandparents ate, and it shows. Over 1/3 of our keiki are overweight. They have asthma and joint problems to show for it. At this rate, we don't need to worry about the future, because there won't be one. This coming generation is projected to be the first generation in history to not outlive their parents. We need to do something about this. Hawaii has an opportunity to make history. Countries all over the world are standing up against GMOs. Let's have Hawaii be leaders and be the first county in the U.S. to ban GMOs. Let's show our keiki and ourselves that we care about our future health and our island. Let's not allow companies to take our money off our island. Let's build our local economy. Hawaii was not meant to be run by huge commercial companies. Hawaii is run off of aloha, island spirit, where people have a strong community. They support and look out for one another. So I hope that from the farming community to yours, you will look out for us, and we will continue to ensure you have fresh, healthy Ono food to eat. Thank you.
Thank you, Waimea. We will now go to Hilo. We have Laura Travis, and then followed by Tom Travis. After them, Brent Norris and Leslie Malulani, Shizue, Mikke, I think. Anyway, Ms. Travis, go ahead.
Hello. Yes, my name is Laura Travis, and I live in the Puna area. And I just want to totally support Bill 79, and I think it's all been said in the overwhelming testimony to that effect from others. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm Tom Travis. I'm speaking for myself. I additionally support Bill 79. It appears to steer the county in the direction that the people of the county desire. I think there's a clear mandate. I ask the council to reject the paternal, we know what is best, corporate and political mantra that you are subjected to by those who favor or those who oppose Bill 79. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Travis, are you both planning to stay for the GMO portion? Okay, I'm going to just pass your things down to Ms. Wille. Thank you very much. And Mr. Norris and Ms. Mikke, please come forward, and we will go back to Pahoa. Margaret?
Thank you, ma'am. Our next testifier will be Mr. Jerry Konanui, representing himself and his ohana, speaking in support of Bill 79. And
Hello, Mike Ako. As you say, my name is Jerry Konanui, and I'm representing myself as well as my ohana. I am in support of Bill 79 and would like to thank very much Councilwoman Wille for putting this forth. Most of the things I was going to talk about has already been covered, so I'd like to cut to the chase and finish it up with a summary. For me, this is about people empowerment. Too long, we, the people, have been bullied and denied our rights. I want our government to get back to being a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Please, pass Bill 79. Mahalo Anui Loa. Thank you.
Sir. Our second testifier will be Ms. Kimberly Lowery, representing Humans, speaking in support and commenting on Bill number 79. Get this reset for you. All right, begin whenever you're ready.
Aloha, Council. Thank you for this opportunity today. I am very passionate about this. I've signed multiple things on the internet. It just seems to keep coming around, and I'm also baffled at why this is taking so long. I'm really, truly here representing humanity. We don't have time to waste. These genetically modified organisms are continuously growing. Plants' life does not stop so that we can wait for next month's meeting. And by the way, Mr. Onishi, who is a council person supposed to be representing our people here, who couldn't seem to show up today, should really be impeached because he's not representing the people or even hearing what the people have to say. I have personal experience. My cousin worked at a Kentucky Fried Chicken on the mainland, and her partner. Her partner is about to die any day. Her organs look exactly like the chicken's organs who ate the genetically modified corn, who are shoved to the corn so that they can get nice and fat so that Kentucky Fried Chicken can sell this weird frankenfood. And it's actually taken a toll on my cousin's partner. Her organs have swelled up and she's dying. It has been proven over and over. There's tons of cases. Please, council members, do your research as everyone is asking, and look online at all of the evidence against this. This is gone on too long already. No GMOs in Hawaii, no GMOs period on the planet. We're not just on Noah's Ark here in Hawaii. Mother Earth, planet ship Earth, is the host for humanity and animals, and everything is being affected by this. Our soil, the herbicides, fungicides, pesticides, is basically genocide. It's killing us. If you don't pass this bill, you're not human. If you don't pass this bill, you're not considering future generations. I make fresh squeezed juices and organic food. I had an out-of-body experience when I was 27. I'm 45 now. Which after the experience, all of a sudden I could taste the chemicals in food, and I knew immediately I needed to stop eating food with chemicals in it because I just knew it innately. And thank God it happened 20 years ago. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. When I give these juices to people who haven't had organic food with all the minerals and life force in it, they actually feel the difference. And we need this for our people. We need vibrance and beauty and abundance on our lands here and all over the world. Please, for the sake of humanity, pass this bill.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Pahoa. We're going to do Waimea.
I'd like to introduce Sasha Dodd. She's in support of Bill 79 and she represents herself.
Thank you very much. I'm so thankful for all the council members letting us testify today. I know it's taken forever. I'd like to say that traditional agriculture has been around for 10,000 years, and we've been doing pretty darn good with it. Everybody's brought up some amazing, intellectual, concise points, and I'm in support of it. Bill 79 is good, and I don't know, rats are getting tumors in these tests, and like, you know, I spend my time farming. I'm too busy to like write a speech or practice saying things over and over or research for a couple hours at night. I'm busy planting seeds, creating biodiversity, and creating food sovereignty for the people that need it, who want it, which is, I think, more people than I can represent. So, thank you for hearing, everybody.
I'd like to introduce Nick Logan. He's in support of Bill 79, and he also represents himself.
Aloha, council members. Thank you for hearing my testimony. I would especially like to thank my representative, Margaret Wille, for introducing this bill. I grow Hawaiian kalo and bananas in North Kohala. I urge you to pass this Bill 79, prohibiting GMOs. GMOs pose a threat to our keiki and our aina. GMOs are the backbone of industrial agriculture. Industrial agriculture is built upon chemical fertilizers, pesticides, poisons. These poisons get into our waters, they get into our bodies, they get into our breast milk, into our oceans, into the very life that we depend upon. They must be prohibited. These GMOs are created by corporations. These corporations have patents on the GMOs, which means they own these gene sequences, and when the gene sequences are released into our ecosystems, then all of a sudden our ecosystems have privately owned gene sequences. We can be sued for those. It's a question of sovereignty. So for us to remain sovereign, we must remain sovereign from these GMOs, and it's a very insidious threat. So they must be removed from our island. Also, the genes that we have, that all life on Earth has, was given to us by our mothers and our fathers, by the sacred feminine and the divine masculine. It is not for people in laboratories to create abominations of life. It is for farmers to perpetuate life. Hawaii has the opportunity to model a way of life free of poisons, a healthy way of life of freedom and peace. Please let us pass this bill and move towards a healthy future. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Norris, and after these last two testifiers, we will take a 45-minute break for lunch. Council members, it'll be up in the kitchen. Mr. Norris, please go ahead.
Aloha, mahalo County Council members and my peers who have taken their time to assure that the County Council acts in accordance with the will of the people today. Doesn't really matter necessarily whether or not you think genetically modified organisms in your food and water are going to kill you. If you are compelled to make your decisions based on economics, surely you can see the opportunity in having a GMO-free island in the middle of the Pacific where we could actually keep GMOs away, unlike other places in the rest of the world. I'm always curious how many people wake up in the morning and reach for their coffee and choose one coffee over another based on whether or not it has GMOs in it, or how many people choose their breakfast because they want a better tasting GMO-laden cereal, or they choose GMO because they think it'll make them healthier for the day, or it'll make their bellies full longer. I think it is worthwhile to mention as many of us grew up not really sure whether or not cigarettes really were bad. There were lots of scientists, groups of scientists telling us that evidence against cigarettes were inconclusive. I remember hearing my parents and their friends as they puffed away on their cigarettes talking about how cigarettes could actually be healthy in some ways and could keep them from eating too much food or other benefits of cigarettes. In fact, they were poisoning their children through secondhand smoke is what they were really doing. So I'd also like to remind us that all of the efforts by all of the scientists at the federal, state, well, especially the state level, all of our researchers, all of our scientists at the university within the county of Hawaii have landed us exactly where we are now by going on the information that they've provided in the past. In other words, where we've come from has landed us exactly here, and we're importing 90% of our food. So another thing that's interesting that's happened in the last 10 years is that information has moved from small scientific communities and small government agencies, which are now large communities and large agencies, into the hands of the people through the internet. And I believe that now we are better informed than all of the scientists. And I think it's time that we more carefully consider crowdsourcing our information at a time when more people have more wisdom in crowds than we do in small groups.
Thank you, Mr. Travis. Your 3 minutes are up.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Norris.
That's fine.
I apologize for that.
Thank you again.
Ms. Mikke? Aloha.
My name is Leslie. Thank you. Aloha. My name is Leslie Malulani Shizue Mikke. I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and I have a residence and business in District 1. I'm the owner and operator of Abundant Life Natural Foods, who has done business in downtown Hilo for over 35 years. I represent my customers. We have a growing customer base that is showing more concern about their food source. Most of them do not want GMO in their food. I also come to you as a grandmother and represent the children. I've been in the Honolulu for the last month caring for my new grandbabies. I left their sides to come here for these few minutes to sit in front of you to let you know how important this issue is. It is probably the most important on the table of our time currently. It affects the world. It's not just a Hawaii County issue. I want to commend this council for taking for being on the cutting edge of presenting this bill. And I ask that you ordain the passage of Bill 79. By passing this bill, you will be making a clear statement that our county government desires to hear our voice, to protect us, to proceed with caution, and not only to protect us, we the people, but also our land, our aina. Our aina. We cannot go back. Also to protect the environment and all its domino effects that GMO crops have. I mean, they're proving now that the bees are dying. And also our future generations' health. I speak for the children that don't have a voice yet. Section 1 points out that the 3 federal agencies that are responsible for protecting our food source have failed in potentially harmful bioengineered substances. Look at the past 10 years. The presence of GMOs in our food supply has grown in multifolds. Concurrently, interestingly, cancers, allergies, gluten intolerances, the extreme rise in ADD in our children, and ADHD has also grown. Our children are the most vulnerable to the effects of GMOs. One would think that the 3 federal agencies, the Food and Drug, Department of Agriculture, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, would proceed with caution and prudence in protecting us and looking at the GMO issues. But our government, our federal government, not the county government, our federal government has allowed that behemoth of a company named Monsanto to enter into our marketplace. GMOs now taint 90% of our food supply. I would like to point out that high-level government officials in those 3 agencies have had presently or in the past high-level positions in Monsanto, whether they be an attorney for Monsanto, vice president of Monsanto, or many of them are sitting on the board of directors of Monsanto. So these are the people in our Supreme Court and those 3 agencies that are supposed to be protecting us. So you, County Council of Hawaii, have this great opportunity to be the voice of Hawaii. For people, you can set an example. This is a map, a worldwide map of all the countries in the world that are speaking out against GMOs. If you notice, it's North America that is white. All the yellow countries are saying no. The other countries that are no are the ones in the Middle East that are in war, and Africa. Look at that. If Hawaii County became an isolated ecosystem where we could provide non-GMO, clean, premium product to the world, we have a huge marketplace. We have a huge marketplace. Not many places on the planet can be isolated. We should highlight that. That could be our strength. It's really perplexing that we have allowed Monsanto to take over so much of our islands. If we pass this bill, we deserve national recognition. It should make national news, and you should stand proud to feel that you represent the people of the United States. You can start that movement. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your testimony. Come on, guys. We're going to take a 45-minute lunch break. We'll be back at 12:20.